appropriate design, internal organization of course units. That's the topic or the name of the article, and this is the journal article written by Graham Lowe, and our discussion, much of the discussion about appropriate design or syllabus design will be based on this journal article by Graham Lowe, right? So before we proceed with the discussion, I would just like you to take a little pause of the video and think through these questions. What's the role of the language materials designer? For example, if you are a material designer, think what's your role? Secondly, what approaches are used to design materials? And thirdly, what techniques would you apply to present materials in a coherent manner? So these are the questions. You could pause the video for a while and think. And thinking about these questions will help you better understand the content of this module. Right. Well, what's the role of the materials? In other words, what's the significance of language materials? Simply, the language materials actually streamline what's actually being taught in a particular course, right? So materials, there are various techniques used by various designers to design materials for a particular language course. So, for example, they have their own approaches. There could be storyline approach, there could be end-on task approach, and there are various approaches to evaluate materials. And for example, a material designer, if a teacher is a material designer, she might be looking at how a particular course actually is suitable to the needs, or in other words, to the situation or the social, political, or religious contextual factors of the students. On the other hand, for example, if there is an inspector or external agent, people from the ministry, they would be more interested to look at how course actually matches the syllabus. So each party got their own vision when they design materials for a particular syllabus. So the position of material designers is very, very sensitive. Remember, if you are going to become material designer, you need to be aware of these elements first. So as regards the position or positionality of a material designer, they need to be aware of the needs, wants, lacks, and strengths of the students. And they need to be aware of, for example, if the material has already been designed, to what extent and how it could be modified to make it more suitable or matchable to the needs of the students, right? So the material designer is actually interested in two types of things. Firstly, what sort of activities are likely to promote effective performance and learning in the language classroom? And secondly, how might such activities, language learning activities or tasks contained in materials, be considered or elaborated and organized in terms of a plausible course, the course which is acceptable, which is convincing, and which is which students are more responsive to the course,